Have you ever wondered how the first seed was sown, giving birth to the age of agriculture? Imagine the curiosity of that first farmer, the hope, and the anticipation as they buried a seed in the earth, not knowing what would come of it. Shrouded in mystery, the origins of agriculture have long intrigued historians and scientists alike. Agriculture, the very cornerstone of civilization, marked a pivotal shift in human history. It was more than just the cultivation of crops. It was the dawn of settled communities, the end of nomadic lifestyles, and the beginning of a transformative relationship between humans and the environment. As hunter-gatherers transitioned to farmers, they began to shape the landscape, to control their food sources. This shift was not merely about survival, it was about growth, expansion, and ultimately, the progression of humanity. The first act of planting a seed sparked a revolution that changed our world forever. Agriculture, as we know it, didn't just appear overnight. It was a gradual process that took thousands of years. Let's take a step back in time, where our ancestors were mere gatherers, relying on the bounty of nature to sustain them. They roamed the land, gathering wild grains, nuts, and berries, living in harmony with the cycles of the seasons. Yet over time, they began to notice patterns, the ebb and flow of plant life. This observation sparked a revolutionary idea. What if we could control this cycle? Around 10,000 years before Christ, our ancestors took the first tentative steps towards this concept. They began to cultivate plants, sowing seeds and tending to them until they bore fruit. This was a radical departure from their nomadic lifestyle, a shift from gathering to growing. But where did this transformation occur? The answer lies in a region we now know as the Fertile Crescent. Stretching from the Nile River in Egypt to the Tigris and Euphrates in modern-day Iraq, this region was blessed with fertile soil and a climate conducive to plant growth. It was here that our ancestors first planted the seeds of agriculture. They began to cultivate wheat, barley, and legumes, gradually transitioning from a lifestyle of constant movement to one of settlement and stability. This shift laid the foundation for larger societal structures, leading to the rise of the earliest civilizations. The Fertile Crescent became the cradle of agriculture, nurturing the seeds of civilization. Agriculture, once discovered, began to spread and evolve, transforming societies and landscapes as it grew. This journey through time takes us from the Fertile Crescent, the cradle of agriculture, to the farthest corners of the globe. In the heart of the Fertile Crescent, early farmers harnessed the power of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, cultivating wheat, barley, and legumes. As these practices spread, they were adapted to local environments. In the fertile soils of the Nile Valley, ancient Egyptians focused on cultivating wheat and flax, while in the harsher climates of northern Europe, communities leaned towards hardier crops like rye and oats. Across the vast expanse of Asia, the cultivation of rice became a cornerstone of societies, with each region developing its unique methods of planting, harvesting, and processing. Meanwhile, in the Americas, the Maya, Aztec, and Inca civilizations each developed their distinctive agriculture systems, with maize, beans, and squash forming the three sisters of their farming practices. The rise of agriculture led to surpluses in food, allowing societies to grow and diversify. This surplus enabled the development of early cities and civilizations, as not everyone needed to be involved in food production. Society became stratified, with different roles and professions emerging. This evolution of agriculture has shaped our world, from the landscapes we see to the societies we live in. The seeds sown by our ancestors have borne fruit in the form of the world we know today. So, what have we learned from this journey through the history of agriculture? We've delved into the enigmatic origins of agriculture, a phenomenon that burgeoned in the lush landscapes of the Fertile Crescent. It's a story of humanity's transition from nomadic hunter-gatherers to settled farmers, a critical turning point that forever altered our trajectory. We've charted the spread of agriculture across the globe, tracing its footprints from the fertile plains of Mesopotamia to the vast expanses of the Americas. Along the way, we've seen how agriculture evolved and adapted, diversifying into a myriad of practices tailored to the unique climates and landscapes of each region. But perhaps the most profound impact of agriculture is seen in the rise of human civilization. Agriculture laid the foundation for societal structures, fueling the growth of cities, the development of writing, and the birth of complex political systems. The story of agriculture is the story of humanity itself, a tale of growth, innovation, and resilience that continues to unfold.